beefcake news now, Nick, and former Hercules actor Kevin Sorbo does not fancy Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Kevin Sorbo, who does do a lot of cool tweets and stuff, and he has branded Hollywood men bumbling idiots and claims feminists are forcing males to be wussies. We normalise androgyny and misunderstand masculinity, and that seems pretty fair to me. This is in a piece for Fox News. And, you know, the mainstream is starting to deal with masculinity now, the fact that we do hate masculinity in the culture. And I think we do have to address it. And he points out that you actually do get very buff sort of men in Hollywood, but they're not good men, which I thought was an interesting point.
Unless they're actual superheroes, of course.
They're superheroes who are buff, but are they really... Yeah, they might be good in a Marvel sort of way, but do they, like, lead their family and things, is what he's talking about. Yeah. Are they a servant leader in the family and community, which is what he's talking about, a sort of Christian thing.
You don't get that kind of Clint Eastwood figure, do you?
Right.
He's slightly anti-authoritarian.
Well, yeah, and our culture...
You know, has his own moral centre.
If you look at our culture, it struggles to differentiate between necessary violence and destructive violence. Take the recent incident with the police handing in their guns, because the culture doesn't respect the fact they need to sometimes use them. We saw the same with Daniel Penny. In America, we see the same with defund the police. So we don't respect masculinity. We don't understand it in this culture anymore. And the other side point here is that he's been cancelled and not given work for being a Christian and conservative, which, of course, is not surprising in Hollywood. You even had this thing, Friends of Abe, which is people who secretly were Republican and had to have a secret underground club about it. So that's the second strand of this.
He is properly vociferous and unmistakably hard right on... Well, not hard right, but, yeah, he's sarcastic and vicious in his criticism of Biden.
He's a sort of James Woods, right?
Yeah, very similar. Well, you probably have a slightly different take on it.
No, I mean, it's slightly strange how he's... First of all, he's a keen purveyor of Christian beliefs. I don't know how you purvey Christian beliefs, but anyway. But yeah, he said that he insisted feminists have won when men give in to their base desires such as drink, drugs, video games and porn. And it's true, I do all of those because I'm a feminist. So he's totally...
I guess what he's saying is that there is... I mean, I think probably a lot of people would agree by now that feminism or girl power, perhaps, like in Hollywood terms, has been in the ascendant for some time. Women roles in movies and so on are just straightforward, aspirational, they're strong, they have well-defined objectives and they pursue them single-mindedly. Men quite often are portrayed as slightly incompetent or... these things, seesaws around. For decades, of course, women were essentially just eye candy and men were making all the big calls. We know about the, what is it called, the Bechamel test. If you had two women who had a conversation in a movie about something other than the man, that was quite a rare thing, And so, I think it's probably, about time the pendulum starts swinging the other way.
That's a very sort of BBC opinion, Simon. Come on, masculinity is so under attack, and this is why we have people like Andrew Tate and all these people. And yeah, he makes the point about the bumbling father motif. Well, I think we need to support masculinity.
OK. This is why you started boxing. Your hands hurt.